Alright, my name is Logan Ring. I arm wrestle with a club out of Nova Scotia called the Hicktown High Risers. I have been, and I'm not too far off of right now, where a lot of you are right now. I've had a lot of people asking me questions, wanting to get into arm wrestling, but wanting to know a few basic things about it. So I'm going to make a little video here about just a few of the basic things. Honestly, a lot of ways that you can improve your arm wrestling without ever touching a weight right off the bat. And I might show a few basic training things as we get into it later, but a few of the basic things that I've learned, and most of them help you right off the start. So I would say if you're looking to get into it and just wondering a few things, 80% of the beginner arm wrestlers matches are lost in the setup before they even start arm wrestling. So it's very important when you set up to notice we set up with our tricep pressed into our ribs, pressed it close to your body, and your forearm close to your bicep, and that keeps you as close to your side of the table as you can, and that gives you more leverage to go back, side, to bring him into you. So it's very important when we set up that we keep this line with our wrist and our hand straight. We cannot set up like this. When you start like this, you've lost the match. Against an arm wrestler as good as you are or someone as strong as you are, if you are setting up like this, you have probably lost the match right now. Keep the wrist up, even back if they'll let you. You want to start it high. Let him come to you a little bit if you want. You don't have to rush in to grab his hand, because then you're compromising your side of the table. So keep it here. Don't go past center. Make him come to you, or make the ref bring him to you. You are within your rights to stay here. You don't have to grab and pull. Make him grab you. If not, the refs will come in and grip you up in the center. It's very important that you do not compromise this. Keep it very high. And when you grip, don't just grip his hand like this. Cap your thumb like this. The refs are going to make sure they can see both of your thumb knuckles inside that grip. But you cap it as high as you can, and don't let the other guy tell you if you're too high. Make the ref tell you. The referee will make sure that it's high enough or low enough for him. If the ref does not say you have to move, you don't have to move. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the other guy complaining to you that your thumb's too high. If the ref says it, okay. But if he's just saying it, don't you move that hand until the ref says it. Because if he's complaining, that means you've got him somewhere that he doesn't like to be, and that's an advantage for you. So keep it center, keep it close, keep your fingers high off the start. So your three basic motions in arm wrestling, for most guys, they're going to hook you like this. They're just going to bring the wrist in here and turn it. That's called a hook. You bring your wrist here and turn it. So this is for the guys that rely a lot on their bicep strength. They want to bring it here and hold with their bicep. So that depends on their ability to not be pried apart like this. So if you can't pry them apart like this and they're hooked, they'll just pull you over every time. Your other option is going to be the guy that will top roll you, and that's him taking your wrist and making your wrist flop over like this. So he's going to try and keep his hand straight, pressure you backwards, hook just a little bit, and then roll over like this. So he's going to make your wrist flop, which compromises everything. So that's, if you have a guy, when he sets up, if he digs his hand way into your thumb like this, he wants to hook. He's not going to top roll. The guy that just barely grabs and sits there, he wants to top roll because he's trying to put all his pressure into the ends of your fingers. So he's not going to grab really deep in your hand. He's just going to grab a bit. But if they go way in like this, they want to hook you. That's what they want to do. So there's little things you can tell from the grip, but those are your main things. Now, one thing everybody always says is to keep your hip against the table. No matter where you are pulling, you want your hip against the table. So if I'm losing, my hips against the table. If I'm winning, my hips against the table. Now here's the problem. As a tall guy, the style I am, I can't really keep my hip precisely always against the table. But what I try and do is keep just above my hip bone against the table. The important thing is that you never get out here. Once you get out here, you've compromised this connection, and chances are this one's soon to follow. So my hips go under the table, but I'm still tight to the table. My body's still tight, so I still get this connection and this one. But when you go out, everything starts to come apart. Even if you're winning and you go out, next thing you know, you're down here. So that's a few of the main things to start. A few basic things you can train with. You really want your connection between here and here to be as strong as possible. Your ability to hold this is probably your ability to win the match. All I did was bolt a pulley onto a post on the corner of my bed. I have 2 straps running through the cable. I take these, put them in my hand, keep everything tight, and just start rocking back and forth, keeping your forearm as close to your bicep as you can and your triceps into your body. Now I'm going backwards. So this is going to do a lot for my ability to be able to control the start, where I can get my wrist motion that I want. So that's a lot of it's going to be your ability in arm wrestling to hold this together, not to let your arm separate like this. That is a massive part. So, and a good substitute for that, if you have dumbbells, are just simple hammer curls. That will strengthen that connection. But when you do exercises like this, try not to let your wrist go down, or else you're compromising that and you're getting used to pulling like this. And that creates bad habits for your setup again. You start going like this. So try and keep your wrist straight when you do it. So it trains you to always remember to have that rising position. So you're always in a good spot to control the match up higher. And especially a lot of guys, when they go to hook somebody, they get in the match, they hook, and they get down here. The problem is they're only grabbing the other guy's wrist. Even in a hook, you want your hands up here as high as you can. So when you're hooking, make sure you're not down here. You don't want this wrist position, even in a hook. Keep it straight, cup it, and make sure you're not coming way down. And the whole time you're holding him, work your fingers up. Try and get high as you can. And then the higher my fingers get, if his fingers weaken, now I'm coming up. Slowly I'm coming up and over. And I'm always working it. Now I have him in that position. So a lot of it's just practice. Yeah, if you want to practice hooking, any strap with a handle in it is fine. Pull it back, same thing. Keep everything tight. And this is just mostly for my wrist. So you do that, but it also works through your forearm, so it'll be fine. And that will control my hooking motion to be able to bring him towards me and keep it tight and make him break open like that, right? You can also turn to the side, draw it in, boom, pull your arm over, draw it in, pull your arm over, keeping everything tight. See, I'm against the table, my arms are tight, I'm keeping it straight. It's always watching your wrist and keeping those connections straight. Every time I lose a match is because either I let my wrist go or I started pulling down here instead of here. My arm is in the same spot, but here I can't hold him. But here I can hold, and now I'm in good leverage position. But just cannot get out here. If you're incredibly strong, that's good. But if you're facing someone as strong as you are, this is never going to work. Remember that. If this is working, you're just probably not facing guys that are as strong as you are. A lot of times, the guy that is a better arm wrestler, or is stronger, we'll say, loses because he's just not as picky about his grip or his wrist position. When he gets down here, he gets less picky. You have to be so picky and so careful in your setup. Fight for your good grip. Get it as good as you can to your feeling. And when you get down there, always keep your hand high. Keep this wrist high. And I mean, you learn as you go. Everybody's a little different, but those are just a couple of the basic things that I do that really help you as you're just starting.